on our overall meeting. Thank you, Scott, for the way you were able to fill out all the roles. And thank you for those who stepped in and took another role upon the role that they already had. That always brings me a lot of gratitude for this club. Moriel, I love how you went around and asked everybody about one thing that they are really grateful for. Such a great way to set a tone as a president. It was beautiful, made me feel very warm. And I'm so grateful to see all of you here on Zoom every week. And Mary, I said a very flexible word of the day by Mary, elastic. It's such a flexible, and I love the word. I don't think we ever had anything like this as our word of the day, and it's such a fun word, and it's really flexible and bendable. No, you can do so much with that word, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing word to be used today, especially during these times. I was a little bit confused, however, regarding our inspirational minute. I thought we did have an inspirational minute, but I wasn't sure. And then educational minute, I wonder what happened to that too, since neither of those two were introduced today. Joshua, wow. Thank you for breaking it down to us and explaining the role of table topic and what it is for, what is the whole idea of spontaneous speaking. That was fabulous the way you did it. And such a thoughtful questions. Really enjoyed that. Well done. Before I continue, I'd like to ask my timer if all evaluators qualified.
Yes, Lady Shabnam, everyone qualified.
So take a moment to vote for Jeannie, Val, or Raquel. You do that.
And the votes come to me. Sorry.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Val. So at this moment, let me have our all-counter share with us her findings.
Okay. I was a little remiss in my counting because I get very immersed in our speeches, so forgive me. But I did observe the most notable ones. I don't know if I caught everything, but I tried my best. Scott, you had is your favorite word of filler words, I guess I would say. You said it 5 times and you had one Val, you had a few as well. Mary, you had one I didn't really notice anything much beyond that, but I did want to add, Scott, that I thought you also sound a lot like a pilot. You have a very professional way of speaking, despite the as. I was observing that. So
I think it's because I'm wearing my headset, so that makes me feel like I'm on a plane again.
It's not it, it's a visual aid. Thank you. But everyone did a really great job with their filler words and omitting them. Thank you for doing a great job, everyone.
Thank you, Jeannie.
I think I don't mean to interrupt. I forgot to ask everyone to vote on their best table topic. So if you could also send your votes to Val for that. Wait, that was Val. Yeah, Val is our. Yes, send your votes to Val for best table topics, please.
Yes, I'm missing 2 votes for table topics.
Okay.
Thank you, Scott. May I have my lovely grammarian, Mary, to come and introduce her findings.
Boy, there's a lot going on as you take these roles and have to juggle lots of things. So I really appreciate the opportunity to have paid close attention to the lovely grammatical choices that were made by everyone in the group. I particularly noticed excellent use of metaphor and imagery Let me find some examples. The ability to achieve change. When Scott used the word, they're resistant to change, but then they scale back their expectations. These words are very vivid. They help you see the picture. I appreciated Moriel's statement about using affirmations, controlling my thoughts through affirmations, and that the human ability is elastic. Again, just able to integrate the challenge. Hang on. And we had Raquel using coming out of his shell to describe Scott. Again, another use of phraseology that's very clear. There were a few things. Jeannie also used the word majestic beauty, which I think brings some energy to the description. So I was very impressed with the things that I'm able to read my writing, my notes about, and to remember on the fly. Joshua used the word apropos, which I thought was a nice stretch in the group. I did notice some possibly grammatical choices that maybe I wouldn't repeat. I think, Moriel, things are broadcast, not broadcasted. I don't think there's an ED on that. And Shabnam, I don't know if the head hits the wall or his head hits the wall, but I think that usually we use the possessive to describe those situations. And that's really all I have prepared to say.
Excellent job, Mary. Well done.
Thank
This was your first grammarian.
Yes, it is definitely my first grammarian.
It was very, very well done. Thank you so much for that. At this point, I'd like to give it back to Scott. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to be your general evaluator.
Thank you, Shabnam. Great job as general evaluator. With that, I will call on our vote counter, Val. Well, first let me ask Val, do you have all the votes tabulated?
I do.
Okay. Well, I'd like to call it on our vote counter and find out how we, how people did and what your tally is for best speech, best table topics, and best evaluator.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Let's start with best evaluator, right? Best evaluator this evening will go to Val.
Nice.
Best table topics pick. So drum roll, please. Best table topics this evening go to Lil Will. Congratulations.
All right.
Finally, the moment that everyone is waiting, the best speech for this evening is our president, Mr. Moriel. Congratulations, Moriel.
Hey. Congratulations, Moriel.
Before I give it back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, I gotta say, so last week, Raquel gave such an impactful speech about Elijah McClain, and I felt after his speech that perhaps it would be a good time to have a minute of silence. I didn't speak up. And then this evening, I was I was going to say the inspirational minute, and I had also prepared for that, but because it wasn't included in the agenda, I didn't speak up again. So my commitment going forward with the team is that if I need time and I need to include something, I promise that I will bring that up to the agenda. Thank you all, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Val. Would you, if you prepared it, if you want to do your inspirational minute now, I know it's at the end of the meeting rather than the beginning, but no? Sure.
It's okay. I feel like I've spoken so much this evening already, so thank you guys.
Okay. Thank you, Val. So with that, the only thing we have left to do is to fill our agenda for next week. See, Jeannie, are you there? Do you want me to write these things down, or are you in a place where you can write things down for next week's
Yes,
agenda?
I'm not mobile.
Okay.
First and foremost, I'm really excited that we needed a Toastmaster. You did a great job tonight, Scott, and I think you provided a good example. Who's up for repeating this opportunity? One of you out there, I know you feel it. I think this is the most important one to have filled for next week because it kind of sets the whole tone for the whole week. So if any of you are really kind of, you know, feeling like you want to stretch yourself, be a little elastic.
Maybe I can do it.
Ah, yes, I knew someone would succumb. Thank you, Val. And I know you'll do wonderful. I'm very excited that you'll be our Toastmaster next week. Thank you, Val. Okay, we are also in need of speakers. You guys, we don't have a lot of roles filled yet next week, so this is a great opportunity. Remember why we're here and what we want to say. We've all been going through a lot in our inner world. Let's share that out next week. Who would like to be a speaker next week? Speaker one. Speaker number one. I'm looking at all of you. So,
I can tell she's staring right at me. I know it.
I know. I'm looking right at you.
Jeannie, I'll do the inspirational minute.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay, so. Okay, yes, actually, you're right. We do need an inspiration, Joshua. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, now, anyone want to jump in for a speech?
I'm not sure if I'll be here next week, but if something is